Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number 1550-DU. This is a flush bolt is what it is. This is a flush bolt that you're going to see in aluminum storefront type applications. And the 1550 is one of a couple of units that they have that differ slightly depending on the dimensional requirements of your installation. And let's tackle it all at one time, right now. Now, first of all, the 1550 is representative of the fact that this is a flush bolt. That's what that is. It's available in the DU for dark bronze. This is a powder-coated dark bronze. You can also order this in the AL for aluminum finish. Very nice quality item. You're going to see these in aluminum storefront doors all the time and constantly. Okay. Why? Well, because it's specifically geared towards a proper installation in an aluminum door. You can also tell that it's got a bit of a radiused face there, and that would be normal for your aluminum storefront applications. When you prep the hole in the edge of the aluminum storefront door for this, you're just going to use two screws that you will drill and kind of countersink on the outside right into the tapped hole here and here, and that's how you'll secure it onto the edge of the door. Now, what this unit is, though, it's different from its 1551 sister product, and that has it has a different dimensional property to it. And the difference between the two is what's called the offset. The 1550 is the 1/8 of an inch offset, and that's going to be basically a reference from the face of the door or the edge of the bolt to where the mounting tab is. That distance from here to here. The 1551 is a 1/4 inch. Okay, so you have to know that before you buy one, because the entire preparation is going to be based on what that offset is, and that's the difference between the two. There is a link below this video to a document called Template that will allow you to review the important dimensional properties of the item, and it illustrates the 1/8 of an inch offset. Overall height of the faceplate itself, about 4 1/4. They've got it at 4.214. Overall width is 15/16. They've got it at 0.938. So yeah, 15/16. Center to center on these holes, you'd probably want to know that for sure. 5.5 inch, and that appears to be a bit shy. Oh, forgive me, 5 1/4 is what they've got there. 5.25. That appears to be spot on. The length of the rod is here as well, which they don't give, but they'll give the body dimension along with the rod length. Tip to toe is about 10 3/4 inch. You're going to have that plastic bolt head, which there are options in the market to replace these with something steel. Wouldn't take a lot to snap a plastic bolt head, I suppose. Not speaking from first-hand knowledge. I don't have all the information regarding that. The guide that will be, of course, correlated to the 1/8 of an inch offset that will get attached to the inside of the door, and then the two screws, or the screw, that's going to be intended. There are not screws to hold this into the door, so I'm concluding that they're simply not included for the guide itself. A couple of quick dimensions on that. 1 3/8 overall on the width of that, and that should be just perfect for you to sit that inside of your aluminum storefront door, calculating, a 1/4 inch roughly on either side to make that work. Well, 3/16 really. Forgive me, 3/16 would be more appropriate. But the location of that prep, of course, from the face of the door is going to be based on that 1/8 of an inch offset. So your 1551, which I happen to have here, they appear to be the same rod guide altogether. The rod guide appears to be the same, although that 1/4 inch offset is at least obvious from my perspective that it's greater in here. Anyway, so that bolt might be just simply cocked a little bit, not that it would really matter. It's just plastic parts moving on plastic parts, and whether that, you know, sits 1/8 of an inch this way or that way is not going to really matter. It would go this way. That nut is important because it'll thread down on top of the installation. So this bolt will go in first. You'll tighten that down and rest it. And then your square-shaped bolt head with the square prep and the plastic guide is what's going to prevent that from rotating. Okay. The template also refers to the fact that it's available in the SL and DU finishes. There's also a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog, which is handy because it will allow you to review all of the what would be called their bolts and latches section of their catalog. And you'll see the 1551 that's there. Surface bolts, other flush bolts that are intended for wood and steel doors, commercial applications, things of that nature. And we'll show you all those accessory items as well, like dust-proof stripes that might go along with what it is that you're putting together. Below this video, there's a link to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog, but also, though, all the subsections of the catalog, which might be a little bit easier to navigate. I'm partial to Danjo. They're a company who has a relatively petite footprint within the industry, but they do a really great job. And if you know their name, you probably do so because of their door reinforcing wraparound plates or their latch protectors. But when you look at the titles of all the other catalogs, you realize they're a comprehensive provider of all things trim and auxiliary hardware. On the rare occasions when they make a mistake, they make it good immediately. And you know, mistakes happen, but they own up to it and they resolve it. So that's very appreciative. Without there having to be multiple calls and emails, etc. They respond, they react, they make it right, then everyone moves on. If you have any questions on the Danjo 1550 flush bolt with 1/8 of an inch offset in a DU finish or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.